What's going on, eh? What's going on? What happened? What happened? There we go. I just had to, oh, sorry, Gerry. I didn't mean to boop your snoot. Fifi, I'm getting this tuft. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Okay, I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you be. Good morning, everyone. Palin, thank you very much for the 38 months. 38 months with lovely buns. And a bronchi too, I guess. I too have been here. Morning, Carl, morning, Saffron, morning, Eddie and Joe, morning, James. I am still not well, so I apologise for how I sound. I just feel like, morning, Xander, morning, Lifelike, and Reuven and Hetland. I'm just not. It's that thing of Bo Burnham's like, yeah, how you feeling out there tonight? I am not feeling good. Morning, Mark, how you doing? I cannot taste things yet, though. Morning, Engo. I am, yeah, I'm full of a stimky cold, Mark. Hang on a second. That's good advice. Morning, Silent. I can't help but lick all the door handles whenever I go into the office. That's where all the good tastes are. Morning, Hang. But I feel, see, this is what I always think life like. Every time I can't taste things and I've got a cold, I'm like, oh, this should be my opportunity to eat like spirulina and all the like, I can't even think of what other healthy things there are, but just like all of that stuff, the way you don't like the taste of it, but all your body wants is like last night I was like, I want pasta and bread. So I made a massive pasta bake and I did garlic bread with it. And I was like, this is probably the worst thing I could be having. but it's, I just wanted carbs. Have you seen the hoi 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 whoosh 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 bunny video? No. No, I don't think so. Nothing's coming to mind. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Bundy. You have to send it me so I can have a peep. Kale and Brussels sprouts. Well, I love Brussels sprouts. And I love kale if it's done right. Eat them. Oh my gosh. See, the problem is, okay, I think that a lot of... Oh, Xander, I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you find some tasty pottery. Moriano. I think that a lot of why we like the taste of something is mouthfeel. Because there are times when I've eaten something, because I spend a lot of my time not having any sense of taste because of my stupid polyps. And I feel like a lot of the reason why you don't like the taste of something is when you're eating it, your mouth will feel different if you don't like the taste of things. Because there are times when I've eaten something when I have no sense of taste and I can still be like, that's got olives in it. Because I'm like, I can feel olive mouthfeel without being able to taste it. I still know. So I think there's a lot of like, not even like the texture, but the way your tongue tingles when you eat it. I can't really describe it. Morning, Ginge. Morning, Rob. But I guess there is also texture, because the only reason I don't like mushy peas is literally because of the texture. Because but it's weird because I love hummus, and hummus is essentially the same texture. So there's something about peas being mushed that freaks me out. I dislike Brussels sprouts because people don't know how to cook them. So taste of sulfur all the time. Oh my gosh, I love Brussels sprouts. I like getting at Christmas time. I like getting the Brussels sprout trees, the sticks, when you have to take them off of the stick. I like getting that. It's nice. Good morning, Megalomaniac. What do you do? I killed my raid group in Final Fantasy 14 talking about mushy peas once. Oh no. Oh no. Is that enough adventure for you today, boy? You off to the Blanky? He's done. He took one look in the carrier and decided, no. I did finish building my space boys. And we've got some, I don't know if you can see on the table there, primer. So we're going to prime them at some point when Alex is in the house. And do a little, it'd be nice if we could start painting them at some point. Funny. I would love to do painting together. I would love that. It's been really nice. Like, oh my gosh, did you hear both my ankles click then? I'm so old. Yeah, these are my space boys. Space boy, little space boys. Although I was thinking maybe they could be my space ladies, because Alex has space boys. So maybe my Tyranids could be little gals. Just having a lovely Tyranids are space NBs. That is fine with me. They could be my space days. They've nids. I'm too sleepy to think. But I was saying to Alex yesterday, ladies, Tyranids on your face. So but they can be my ladies. That is fine. Part of the hobby is building them, never painting them and buying more. The cycle continues. Do you know what? Someone was saying to me, who was it? Was it Dr. Simon Clark? No, I think it was JD. Lovely longest John's JD. He was saying there is a kit that has this, because I was saying like, oh, I'd love to paint this thing sometime. And he was like, oh, they've got kits with those in. And I was like, it would be very fitting for me to already abandon the ones I literally just got and buy a new one that that is suddenly new and shiny. It's like, I have heard that is the way that you do things. I've located the hoi 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 video. Oh, you can send it me on Instagram. My DMs are open. Or you could put a link in the Discord for other people to see. Entirely up to you. Or, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? I feel like Fifi was trying to tuck you in with the way that she just did this blankie. Got a little... It's almost like she's just made you a little nest. Little nest. But yeah, I'm excited to have some painting days. Do you know what life like? The thing is, a lot of I blame my Instagram algorithm on being sent reels by other people, because I swear it affects it. I swear it goes, oh, people obviously know you and they're sending you this, so you must like this. Because Kirsty, for a brief moment, ruined my algorithm, and I think it was literally just that she was sending me stuff. And because I suddenly started noticing all of these things that I was being sent that I was like, I don't want this. And she says that it's because Rav's ruined her algorithm. So she passed the curse on to me. Morning, Lazy Fuck. Good morning, G-Volt. Because, I can't even begin to describe the sort of things that she gets shown. Gandalf Big Naturals was my own fault that popped up on Instagram, I feel. But she gets sent things like, sorry, I'm so snuffly. It would just be like a topless old guy looking at himself in the mirror or something and doing kissy faces. It's just stuff like that I'm just like, why? I mean, no judgment. I'm glad that they feel sure of themselves and happy, and they should be. They're, squeaky old men. Not squeaky. But, oh, I see what you mean because of the table. Yes, squeaky old disappointed men. I really want to read the quote from that book. I almost said it to Tom, but last time I did that, he read it out in front of Simon and he dubbed me in about about the milk bucket. So now I'm going to read it out to him instead of when I see him in person, instead of sending him proof that I have sent it. Oh, thank you very much for the 29 months. What does this button do? Hopefully it's not the unsubscribe button. Don't go finding that button. But yeah, Kirsty, I mostly send her things to do with pickles. Because ever since I sent her one pickle thing, my Instagram goes, oh, you interact with posts about pickles. But it's all just me sending them to Kirsty because I hate pickles. But it'll be like people making pickle waffles or making pilk. Stuff like that. Cosmic still hasn't found that button. No, he's cursed. He's cursed forever to be here. The Henry Cavill one. Yeah, that was my fault, to be fair. I swear a lot of the time I get these videos when I'm scrolling and the comments are all just people being like, this is my fault. I built my algorithm. I'm just like, oh no. Milk, when people make pickle milk. I get one that I feel quite guilty watching because it involves a lot of milk. But there's this cookie company that do really unhinged things. Like, it'll be saying stuff like, they have a bedside table where they've just filled the drawer full of milk and it'll just say like, you're in her DMs, but she's dunking her cookies in my my nighttime milk. And it would just be them dunking their cookies in the milk drawer. And they did ones where they filled Christmas ornaments with milk. They get increasingly unhinged. But they are really good. I love when they have their ears folded back like that, makes them look like a duck. They do. They do. My little... Oh, I cannot. There we go. My little guy. Meanwhile, I get cute bunny and stoat reels with a side of bad Rocket League gameplay. I don't think I would actually comfortably let anyone look at my Instagram because it's got to that stage now where it's not that it's anything like particularly bad. Oh, Gerry, have you got a mat? You do. Gives a whole new meaning to that old rabbit or duck picture. I mean, look at my other bunny. That's even harder to tell. Oh no, that one's not Kirsty's fault. That's entirely my fault. I'll tell you whose fault that is. It's because I have a friend who really likes tiramisu, and every time I see a tiramisu reel, I send it. And there was a tiramisu drawer where someone had made in their fridge they had made one of the drawers entirely tiramisu. And I think my algorithm went, you like things in drawers. Just started sending me weird drawer things. I don't know. That's my assumption of the logic anyway. Oh, I really want to get this mat out, but it's difficult to do with one hand. And I don't want to annoy the boy. What are drawer things? Just things in drawers. Just food in drawers that shouldn't be in drawers. I get sent a lot of who's making this content. I can't remember the name of the company. But if you search for like, what would you even search? It's a American cookie company. But they're constantly just filling containers with milk and finding increasingly unhinged ways to have milk and cookies. I really want to get this. I think nighttime milk could be a risky Google. They're called, they have cookie in their name. Oh, do you know what? I don't follow them, but I swear if I go onto Instagram, within like 4 reels, there will be one of theirs, so I can find it easily. They find me. It's so rare that I actually think to follow anyone, even when I like their reels. Like there's one called, it's Malcontent? Or is it just called Malcontent? But it's basically, there's this dog called Mal, and it's Malcontent. And I love her so much. I love Mal. She's this border collie, this little rescue border collie. And her owner has like one of the nicest voices as well. I could listen to him reading out stories. He just, you know, when you hear someone and they just sound so nice and really, and just like friendly. He has a lovely voice and his dog is so lovely. And it's just one of the most wholesome Instagrams I've ever seen. And Mal is absolutely crazy. Not is Steve. So yeah, I recommend that one if you like Instagram doggos. It's one of those things that with showing the bunnies, although warning, one of his other doggos did die yesterday. He did an announcement, so that will be the first post that you see if you go on there at the moment. So it is. He had this other dog called Ripley. He was an Alsatian, and she was very beautiful. She was like Mal's big sister. But yeah, Mal is, she just does that. You've probably, if anyone has seen any of their reels, it's probably one where Mal falls off a sofa and then she's just wriggling around. She falls off the sofa and then she turns around and blames her owner. She's just like, oh, he's like, I didn't do it. She's very silly. I love her. But like, showing the bunnies on the internet, I always found it very strange when people say like, oh, I love them. And I'm like, oh, like not in like a, that's weird, but just in like a, oh, it's strange to think of people having like, because obviously the bunnies don't know how adored they are by people they don't know, sort of thing. I mean, they barely register me unless I've got food. But I was just like, oh, it's sweet. It's strange, it's sweet, but in a nice way. And but then I started following there's this skunk called Jam Jar, and oh my gosh, when I see people doing comments saying like, I don't want to sound dramatic, but I would die for him, and then I look at Jam Jar and I'm like, oh, I start to get it now. I have an unhealthy love for this skunk. I love him so much. I get excited at the thought of if I ever went to Florida, I could go and meet Jam Jar. Because I'm like, I just love him so much. He's such a funny little guy. Himbo, he knows nothing. But yeah, Oh, he's so good. I'm just finding Matt everywhere on you now, Gerry. I know, I know. He's doing his little grooms of like, please actually give me cuddles and stop just fiddling with my floof. I'm sorry, baby boy. There we go. I always think if you're in Texas, oh, pop by Uncle Ben's Rescue Ranch. Or this, the account is Juniper Fox, and I know they're in Florida. And that, I think if I was going to go anywhere in America, I would go there because I could meet all of the, could meet Juniper, could meet Howie, their doggo. They've got a new doggo called Ringo, who's so lovely. But, oh, and they've got these 2 raccoons called Franklin, and I can't remember the name of the other one. I think it begins with B. But I love the raccoons as well. But Jam Jar, oh my gosh. Jam Jar is the main star of the show. And I followed this account for ages. I followed them since they just had Juniper and this dog called Moose. It was just the 2 of them, and now they've got like 5 foxes, I want to say. Maybe 6. I saw the skunk, but somehow totally missed his name. Oh my gosh. Sometimes he's called Jimothy instead of Jam Jar. But yeah, I love he. He's a cute little guy. We used to get there was a skunk registered at the vet that I used to work at, but I never got to meet him. Which I guess is a good thing. But he does these he's got such a little attitude. And because he was from he was given up as a pet. So the previous people had him butt glanded. So he can't spray. But he's constantly like threatening it. He's always threatening with his little butt, like, I'm going to get you. But he obviously can't actually do anything about it, bless him. But yeah. I get why, but it makes me sad when pet accounts suddenly just stop posting. There's one account that I follow, and I didn't actually realise that it was this groundhog whose name I don't want to say because it's not an English account, and I'm guessing that the name doesn't mean what it would mean in English. But I didn't realise this little groundhog had like died years ago until I suddenly actually paid attention to what the post said, and it was just like basically saying in memory of, because it was a Japanese account and they would always have the translation like underneath, so you'd have to click more. So I wouldn't see it. I'd just see like Japanese and think it was saying like, oh, another lovely day. But no, poor little guy. But he still pops up on my feed every now and then with the little in memory of ... But the name is Kunta, which would not be as popular a name over here, I feel. Oh my gosh, I want to get this. Poor Gerry having to put up with me just fiddling with his tummy. Bless he. That reminds me, actually, that song got into... Was it the song for Malta? Got into Eurovision. And I am worried for... I was just thinking... Morning, Fallen Bells. I was thinking, should I warn my... Because my niece absolutely loves Eurovision. And I'm worried that... I'm like, should I warn them? Or should I just wait to see if Malta gets into the finals anyway? Or... I don't know whether I should. should I don't know whether I should pre-warn them. Like when I had to warn them as lifelong Arsenal fans to not search for Guna on the internet anymore. Oh dear, oh dear. Hello. Oh. I got kisses and then I just got shoved. Am I in your way? Do you want to get to the boy? What's your plan here? What are you planning? Why are you just over here to fight? What did I do? There we go. Good morning, Turkey. How's it going? What are you thinking? What are you after? I don't have food yet. Sorry. Chaos and crimes, it is. It is. I know, Dave. I just felt really bad because I had to say to my parents, like, I know you've used this word forever, but when you're searching for Arsenal things now, can you please search for either just Arsenal or Gunners? And don't make me explain why. Good morning, honey. How's it going? Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. But yeah, it should be fine. The good haunts me. I used to be a junior gunner, which meant that I got entered into a selection to be the little child who gets to hold hands with a footballer as they go onto the pitch, but I was never selected. But it did mean that I got sent signed photos of footballers. I was never into football. Bless them, it was my parents trying to encourage it, but it never worked. I think there was one footballer who I thought was very handsome, so I had his photo, but I still didn't care about football. That was the extent of my caring. Gran mentioned dogging the other day and my mum had to Google the meaning. Oh no. Oh dear. I think I'm a bit too old now to be a junior gunner. But then, also when I was little, my auntie adopted me a Shetland pony from a place called Red Wings Horse Sanctuary. So I used to get, I can't remember how regularly it was, if it was like quarterly, but I would get like photos and letters from this horse. And then one day I just got a letter from a different horse and I was like, hang on a minute, what happened to my boy? Why do I have a different horse now? But this was sort of, I don't know if they would have had a website back then, so I never found out what happened to little, I think his name was Rocky. He was like a black and white Shetland pony. And then all of a sudden I started getting a letter from I can't remember the name of the other one. Who was the handsome one? He was called Frederick Lumberg. This would have been in the 90s, I think. My knowledge of Arsenal players is very not good now. I think there's one, I've forgotten his name. I expected it to be Lumberg. Am I so predictable? Mikel Arteta? Is that an Arsenal? Is he the captain now? Is he still there? Or is he one that left? That name is in my head. He's the manager. There you go. I know sports. There's one who everyone Isn't there a Swedish one that everyone really likes? They say he's good. I do sports good. I know the name Jurgen Klopp, but I couldn't tell you what team he is in now. I know that there's a Spanish team called Sporting Gijón, because that always amused me. But I couldn't tell you any of the players. I just know that the name is funny. I remember Klopp when he wasn't the Liverpool manager. He was the manager for someone else. And that was when I've been to see one live match. And yes, it was Arsenal versus Borussia Dortmund. And that was when I saw Jurgen Klopp. Because I went to see that because I think my dad was away or something. So my mum took me, and it was a nice atmosphere. It was nice, you know, being in a crowd and stuff, but I can't say I was a, you know, I'm not a big football fan. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. I know you were expecting top footy banter from this channel, but I'm afraid... What is the name of that player? That's going to annoy me now. But see, my era of knowledge is back when, like, David Seaman was still around. And, I guess Emmanuel Petit and, Ginola? No, he wasn't Arsenal, was he? He was just a French player. Or was it that he was never on the French team and he was in some... I don't know. I just remember that name. Odegaard! That was the one I was thinking of. Odegaard. Thierry Henry, I remember those days. And there was one... Oh, who was the other one? That we always used to take... Bergkamp. I remember they used to sell these silhouette t-shirts of Bergkamp. And it was in a very unfortunate shape that basically made him look like one of his arms was a different thing. It was an odd choice of t-shirt. Who was the other player I was just thinking of? I think it began with P, not Vieira. But I remember Vieira's song. I remember they would always go, Vieira, oh, Vieira, oh. What was it? He comes from Senegal. He plays for Arsenal. Vieira. Robert Pires. That was the one. That was the one we always used to tease my mother about because she had her photo taken with him. And it was on the windowsill. I don't think there's any photos of me and my mother in the house, but there was a photo of my mother and Robert Pires. So yeah. Dear oh dear. That Arsenal squad at the time was something else in terms of football and sexy men. Is that they were like, look, we might not win the games, but our calendar sales are through the roof. Dear oh dear. But yeah, my parents used to tell me that my real dad was Emmanuel Petit. So whenever I used to see him playing the football, I would go up to the television and say, Papa? Good times. I still think it whenever I see him though. Because sometimes he did a book signing in London in Waterstones. Many a moon ago. This was like 2011 or something. And I wanted to go and meet him and just be like, Papa? But it couldn't be true because he would have had to be. I think he's only like 13 years older than me or something. So it would not have made sense. But the reason being, okay, so I'm obviously, my hair has darkened now. Did I say thank you for the follow, or did I say it in my head? Thank you, though. Thank you. My parents are both very dark-haired with dark brown eyes. And I was a very blonde child. And they're both very short, and I'm very tall. So my dad found it funny to joke that when he saw the like long-haired, tall, blonde man on TV, that he'd be like, "Oh, there's your real dad." So that was how it came about. And it was just, and at the time they had the, was it the Renault adverts that were like, "Papa, Nicole, Papa," which is why I would say, "Papa, Papa." Look at her. Look at that little arm. I need to defloof Fifi. Between this and asparagus, I'm beginning to understand how you turned out like you did. Oh. I think the weirdest one for me, though, was because I found out about asparagus in my own time. The weirdest one for me was when I said, "Pummy choof," and no one else knew what it meant because I didn't realise that that was just a word that only my family used for steam trains. I just thought it was common parlance. And everyone was just like, "Sorry, a what?" I was like, a pummy choof. But apparently, no. Tea sounds Welsh. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you very much for the follow. What's wrong, Gerry? Have you suddenly realised you need to toffee? You've sat up in either an ear-scritching way or oh no, you just wanted to give me kissy. Thank you. Thank you, baby boy. You've decided that there's food now as well. The dark one, she's very beautiful. This is my girl, Ffion. And this is my little potato. This is my boy. I could never say camper wagon, so I said temple wagon. My brother used to call police cars hum hum dada cars because in his child brain they would go hum hum dada. So that's another thing that we do is call them hum hum dada cars. And he used to call ogres orgies. I guess that's probably quite a common one with children, and it's just mixing up the letters. And I guess as a parent, you're like, well, I'll just let it play out. Dear, oh dear. It's quite funny. I have friends who said things that they couldn't pronounce as a child, and it's just become like everyday words that we use now because you just sort of add them into your dictionary. But I don't think I particularly had any. I guess because being the youngest, I would have been around more people talking, perhaps. Either that or being the youngest, my parents have just forgotten everything I did because it wasn't special anymore. Like, they remember my sister's first words and when she walked and all of this stuff. Whereas with me, it's just like, oh yeah, you started at some point and you're still going now. I'm just like, oh yeah. I like saying archipelago wrong. Archipelago. I like saying archive instead of archive. They must feel so safe. Yeah. It's because they know that they could beat me up whenever they wanted to. And take the food. Hi, Buckle Bob. How's it going? I like to say hyperbole. See, the problem I have is I sometimes I I'm trying to think how to describe this. Sometimes I will say a word wrong for like just my own amusement. And then it gets to a point where I can genuinely not remember which one is the real one. And because I've said it wrong for so long that I'm like, how how is it actually? I do this. One of my friends has a girlfriend who I swear every time I say their name, they're like, I say it wrong. And then I go through in my head so many times I'll say it and then I'm like, no, that's the wrong one. But then I've convinced myself that the right one is the wrong one again. So I just still say the wrong one and I, I just have no way of remembering which way is the actual right one. It turns into habit, yeah. Yeah. I have this with Welsh names. I can't do with the R's. Yeah, I've been getting that with German. Ask for a nickname. Yeah. I'm just gonna start giving them nicknames and see which one sticks. I found it with German as well because there's one word that every time I say it wrong and it's like, nope. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll remember that for next time. And I just remember the wrong one again. I'm like, how am I going to teach myself this? Also, look at what a good loaf Fifi is right now. The way I say, oh, yeah, epitome. I will see it as epitome. I like switching hard and soft C pronouncing. Yeah, pronounctions. I don't know why it came out as pronounctions. You know what I mean. But that is actually a good example of it because I get that when I will say I can't even think which word it is. There's a word about pronunciation and I'll say it wrong. Wait, it is pronunciation, isn't it? But it's got to the point where I say pronunciation as a joke so many times that now I'm like, wait, which one is the right one? I've forgotten. I forgot. But I get it with when I've been reading too much Greek stuff, which is a lot of the time. The famous one was when someone was trying to teach me about tubercles in eagles' noses in their beaks, and I couldn't stop saying tubercles. And Gerry, what are you doing to Fifi? What have you done to her? She doesn't want to be tucked in. But she doesn't want to be tucked in, Gerry. No, she's very happy right now. There we go. That's better. Thank you. Kisses. Poor little Fifi. Well, actually, she sort of did it to you yesterday, so I guess you're just getting your own back. What are you trying to do, baby boy? You just want snack, don't you? You want snack. He does want snack. Okay, you can have snack. It's boring snack today. It's just some broccoli. We're not allowed to watch Fifi having her broccoli, so we'll have to watch Gerry. Well done, Gerry. That was very good munching. It was. Phoebe's just finishing hers as well. So you got to have all of yours. I'm sorry, it's just the one stack. Because I've not been well, I had to just do like an order. I did a very naughty order yesterday. I ordered food just from the our corner shoppers on Deliveroo. So I did an order where I just ordered like the only bunny thing I could get was broccoli, and I got them some pepper as well. You can have an apple stick though. I got plenty of apple sticks. If you want a munchy apple stick. And I got myself some beans so I could have beans on toast for lunch today, because I've been jonesing for that. But yeah, I was just like, I don't want to leave the house because I don't feel well. So yeah, I cannot taste things, no, sadly. But beans on toast is still comforting for me, even if it's Alex is fine. I think it's just me having baby lungs for babies, and going out to the pub. I don't understand how people go out to the pub like in winter and sit outside and be fine. I guess they've built up immunity to it, whereas I am like a little delicate lady from a Pride and Prejudice novel who stays inside all the time with books. And then I go out once and I'm bedbound for a week. Just like What's a Chops from like Jane in Pride and Prejudice, or like is it Marianne who gets ill in Sense and Sensibility? Or the sister of the main one from Persuasion. She gets ill and has to stay indoors just from having a bit of a cold. In fact, is there someone who gets ill in pretty much every single Jane Austen book? Always fainting when the train goes faster than 20 miles per hour. Yep. I faint when I see videos of the train looking like it's coming towards me. That's freaky. They all have TB. No, they just have Mary Musgrove. That's the one. She's such a funny character. She makes me giggle. It's your consumption. Yeah, from consuming beans on toast. That's all I'm gonna be consuming. Dysentery? No, it's just literally like Jane Bennet. She goes out in the rain and then she's just in bed with a cold. And in the film of Sense and Sensibility, when what is her name? Is it Marianne from Sense and Sensibility that goes out because she's in love with the guy and he breaks her heart, and she goes out and stands in the rain, and then she has to be in bed for ages and they think she's going to die. And in the film, they're doing like bloodletting and stuff. Imagine that. Imagine having a bit of a cold and someone just comes around and drains you. Wouldn't do you much good. But I guess they thought it was like an illness of the blood and they should let it out or whatever. A baby boy. Ah! I just kicked the chair. Hello. Nothing to do with you. You are sweetness and light. Boop. You don't know what to make of that, do you? No. No. There we go. Shall we resume cuddles? Resume where we left off. But yeah, I'm trying to think of the other ones. Does anyone get ill in... Oh, I suppose someone gets ill in Northanger Abbey, but it is sort of his own doing. He's a big alcohol boy, and he gets himself ill. What other books are there? I don't think... This is going to be my new TED Talk. My TED Talk, The Ailments of the Jane Austen Universe. Oh no, wait, that's Mansfield Park, not Northanger Abbey. I don't think anyone gets ill in Northanger Abbey. I think someone pretends that they're ill to avoid someone, but they're not actually ill. But it has been a while since I read that one, so I might be misremembering. How often does Fifi get cuddles compared to Gerry? She gets a little bit of cuddles in the morning and at night when she is sleepy enough to put up with it. But generally, she is more of a bunny's bunny. She wants cuddles if she's next to Gerry, but she doesn't particularly like just having them. She doesn't like one-on-one time. She likes cuddle time with Gerry where I'm allowed to participate. But not be the main event sort of thing. But yeah, I think most of the time I've not ever really found a way. Although I was going to say I've not really found a way that she likes being cuddled. But the other day I did actually make her tooth purr, so she was enjoying it. But then I usually tend to like tickle her ear accidentally or something, and then she gets annoyed at me and then she leaves. Whereas Gerry will literally just, I mean, you've seen Gerry, you know what he's like. As long as you are happy to cuddle him, he will be cuddled. He gets his odd like non-cuddle mood, but usually it's like when we have people over, there'd just be this constant... Gerry will just sit there and people will just take it in turns to cuddle him. And then the next day he'll always be a bit miffed because he's like, where's my adoring crowd of people that come round just to cuddle me? He'll be a bit sad that he's back to just me again for his cuddles. Tea. How's the board game shelf? There's been a little bit of nibblage. But I don't think they've nibbled the shelf itself at all, thankfully. Come on in, Frudos. How's it going? He just likes being worshipped. Is that so wrong? He's just a really cuddly boy. Because when we first had him, for like the first 2 years, he didn't really get any cuddles at all. And I think he always wanted them, but he couldn't have them. So, I think now he's just making up for lost time. Still. He still just wants all the cuddles. He just ran into my knee. I heard your little skull hit it. You have such bad sense of space. Oh... Who would deny the boy cuddles? Well, it's because we used to have our first bunny, his second wife, she was like a very dominant bunny, and she would tell him off if he came near us because she saw us as being like her people. So you would literally, it was so quick. I would go to cuddle Gerry. I would go like this, put my hand down, and as soon as my hand got to here, he would have been chased off and Genevieve would be here and I would be stroking her instead. I would just be like, oh. So I think Gerry got to this point where he associated us with like being told off. And then when he was like a solo bunny for a bit, we got to know him a lot better and we really bonded in that like 3 months of time where he became such a little monster. He went from this shy bunny who he never got to talk to his Gerry Big Bollocks era, which he's still in now. And then he got worse when we got Fifi. He just became this big boy. No longer this. You're the dominant Banui now, aren't you? Supposedly. She gets away with everything. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But he likes to pretend he's in charge. And we all respect that. We keep up the illusion. Did you just go to lunch? He's a grumpy boy, isn't he? But I think Fifi's very good at keeping him young. And but Fifi's always been a very... Fifi? I know what you're thinking. Fifi's always been a very sort of submissive bunny. Which is funny for how, like, energetic and just crazy she is. But when she was at Nibbles, Fifi, that wasn't me telling you to have nibbles. Fifi, I should get you an apple stick. When she was at Nibbles, she escaped, which won't surprise you. And she went up to another cage that had a bunny in, and she immediately just put her head down on the floor, which is like a submissive sign for bunnies. So they knew that she was going to be like very submissive when they tried to bond her. But she still holds her own. Like, she still, I mean, you've seen her humping him, and she'll bite his bum occasionally. She's just a little pickle. They have a very, like, in terms of, you put your fluff in your ears. In terms of relationship with bunnies, they have a very weird one. And even the vet has been like, it doesn't make any sense, but they seem fine. And it works for them. That's what matters. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. What thoughts are happening in here? What thoughts are occurring? Bless he. This is what he gets like when he doesn't want cuddles. And you go to cuddle him and he does this little head push where he's just like, no. There. Why is it weird? Because usually you would have like the dominant bunny would get the kisses. Whereas Gerry is supposedly the dominant one, but he still gives all the kisses as well. And also, he'll like grunt at her when they're getting food, but then afterwards she can literally steal food out of his mouth and he won't do anything about it. He's all talk and no trousers, really. Which is fine. Because like I say, the important thing is that they're happy. Doesn't have to make sense to other bunnies, does it? As long as you two are happy with your weird little ways. Why do lady bunnies have a humping instinct? It's just a sign of being dominant. It's not anything to do with, like, they're not trying to make baby or anything. It's just a sort of way of saying, I am the boss here, sort of thing. Which is why it's weird that, I mean, Fifi goes for the throne every now and then. She will just hump Gerry, and because she's so much bigger than him, she can pin him down and he can't move. He always looks really lost when it happens. But then he just sort of forgives and forgets, and they go back to being normal again. Here, like, when he does eventually get out, he'll chase her around the table and tell her off, and then they'll just cuddle and that'll be it. But yeah. But yes. Well, I guess it's time for me to head off. Look at your little elbow. I guess it's time for me to head off and get some work done before stream. and eventually have my beans on toast. Isn't that right, Gerry? He's given himself a bald spot again under his chin. It's really, I don't know why he does it. He's done it like every year for the last couple of years, and I don't know why. Why do you do it, Gerry boy? I think just his molt gets annoying, so he starts pulling his floof out. I made spicy cauliflower. Ah, I'm glad. I went back and did one of my recipes again the other day. I had to pause my own video to to find out what it was. But I was like, I know I should have written all the recipes in the description, and I was too lazy to do it, and now I'm being hoisted by my own petard here. But yes, without dropping it on the floor, yes. I made the spicy tofu. It was very nice. I should probably have that again. Try and kick this cold out. Rob, what are the raid targets? Who is about? Who is around? Is she eating cardboard? I think she's just eating cardboard. Oh, a sleepy little guy. Hopefully I'll be okay by Thursday, because I'm really excited for I don't know if you saw on the schedule, there's a Yogscast blind date thing that we're doing. And I'm looking forward to it. I can't say anything more about it though. but yeah. Shall we go to... Oh, have we raided Dodger before? We could go to Dodger. But yeah, hopefully I will be less sniffle snaffly by then. I feel like I very much am on, like, you know, the tail end of it, hopefully. As long as I keep resting and keep not going out to the pub. As long as I stay indoors, like that Mitchell and Webb sketch. Stay indoors. That's the plan. Rest and hydration, yeah. Well, everyone, look after yourselves. As you can see, I am doing such a good job of doing. And I will be back at 2. I'm going to try a couple of different games, I think, at 2. Some of the New York's games, and maybe another one that I got a key for. And I can't see the raid either. So it is working. Okay, that's good. I can't see how long it's got. So thank you, everyone. 50% done now. Okay. Look after yourselves and be good, and make sure you stay hydrated, and have toast, and I don't know. I have no other good advice. Look after bunnies. Donate to bunny rescues. We are gone now? Nice. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. A boop.